What is fast fashion and why is it bad? Fast fashion is an inexpensive clothing that is mass-produced. 2.6% of the global freshwater is used to create cotton every single year. 750 million people in the world do not have access to drinkable water. Stephen Leahy from The Guardian says that 85% of the daily needs in water of the entire population of India would be covered by water used to grow cotton in the country. 100 million people in India do not have access to drinkable water. So everyone likes buying clothes for cheap, but do they really know at what cost does it come from? The detrimental effects of fast fashion on our wildlife, the environment, and laborers from third world countries. Fast fashion is not worth saving a few extra bucks when the cost is more than most realize. It can lead to toxic waste ending up in our oceans, damaging our environment, and putting laborers in unbearable work conditions. There are many aspects of fast fashion and a lot of ground to be covered. It influences every single living creature, even animals, which most people do not know about. The unknown side of fast fashion is the danger it poses to animals. Animals typically are forced to suffer through food deprivation, mistreatment, and terrible killing methods due to the fast fashion practices, such as toxic dyes, microfibers which get released into their waterways, and if they drink that water continuously, they are harmed for life. In addition, to obtain leather, fur, and wool is obtained in inhumane ways. Not only are land animals harmed, but water animals too. When we wash these items of clothing, synthetic microfibers are released into our oceans, harming our fish and our other sea creatures. While animals are harmed because of fast fashion, humans are harmed as well. People begin to mass consume due to affordable prices, creating a lot of waste. Companies mass produce products because celebrities make them popular. Celebrities tend to bring a lot of attention of clothing brands through advertisements, catwalks, promotions, and social media. However, these high-end clothing brands are too expensive for the average consumer like you and me. In response, companies such as Zara, Shein, H&M, and Romwe recreate clothing with cheaper materials, which damages the environment, such as polyester and conventional cotton. So the average person can afford the recreation of their pieces that they see their favorite celebrity wearing, but is it really worth it? Since 2000, clothing production has doubled, while clothing utilization has been gradually decreasing. The cycle of what is in style changes so fast that pieces are thrown out and purchased again often, creating a vicious cycle. That is why most of these brands are as successful as they are. Every year, over 92 tons of clothing is discarded. As shown, people consume a lot amounts of clothing. To consume this much amount of clothing, unfair work conditions are created to keep up with the demand. Companies take advantage of poorer countries such as Vietnam and Indonesia, where the people who work there have no other choice but to earn less than living wage. These companies typically pay their employees 5 times less than the average American worker. Many of these workers are children, disabled, or even forced laborers. Typically, these employees will work 14 to 17 hours a day, 7 days a week, without a day off, sometimes even resulting in 96 hours a week, which is up to 4 days straight, without an allowance for a break to eat, go to the bathroom, or simply go outside to take a fresh breath of air. The conditions of these buildings these people work in are also horrible and inadequate. There's no ventilation. The workers often have to breathe in the toxic substances, and they have to go through fires, explosions, injuries, diseases, and other accidents that occur very often. All these aspects of their working conditions can often cause death, and unfortunately, it does. The length that these companies go through is insane and inhumane. Sure, we may save a few extra dollars, but is it worth harming and killing animals in inhumane ways? Is it worth polluting the sea for our sea creatures? Is it worth polluting human beings just like ourselves go through terrible work conditions? The cost of fast fashion is not worth the terrible conditions animals and humans must go through. As Gandhi once said, There is no beauty in the finest cloth if it makes hunger and unhappiness.